What is up, y'all? So I've got this counterfeit Spyderco delica. This is a fake clone counterfeit modeled after a Spyderco delica. I was actually kind of tricked into buying this. If you want to check out my other long form video on how that happened, kind of just a result of my ignorance and stupidity and overexcitement on a good deal. But regardless of any of that, I figured this would be a good opportunity to test out some modding stuff on something that I didn't really have any stake in if it went sideways, if it didn't go well. So I haven't tried rock texturing. I wanted to try some rock texturing along the spine, and I'm going to do a kind of differential etch on it. So I'm going to have a two-tone etch to give it kind of like a fake Hamon line, and I'm just going to see how that goes. I'm just those are a couple things that I've been wanting to try, but I didn't want to try it with anything real. So let's go over and clamp it down, bust out the Dremel, do some acid etching, and see how this one turns out. Alright, so I'm sure somewhere there's probably some tutorials online. I looked up a few videos of other makers doing this sort of thing and didn't get a really clear how-to, so I kind of just winged it and went for it. This was a counterfeit knife anyway, again, so I didn't really care if I was going to mess it up, and sometimes the best way to learn is just to jump in and go for it. So I started with a bigger wheel on this one, kind of tried to do some even spaces and then a little bit in between, kind of on the peaks to round them down, tried to get it random, and I switched over to a smaller wheel to kind of get some different pattern in there and do a little bit on the face. And this is kind of where I messed up, going on the face of the blade more. Wasn't super happy with how that turned out and was hoping I could kind of just smooth it out in the end, but it was definitely a good learning experience. So you can see it looks all right on that side, but comes down on the face looking a little rough. So I figured I would try to sand that out some. I started with some 400 just to see how it would go, just so I didn't have to kind of do any progressions to get any of the rough lines out if I started at a lower grit, but wasn't really quite doing what I needed it to, and I decided to just bring it back to the Dremel and do it in hand. I found I was able to actually have much more control with the Dremel and the blade in hand, able to kind of get it a little more fine on a one spot without it jumping around, and I think it cleaned it up just a little bit. So here's the result after the Dremel. Got some 180 grit just to really smooth things down, do a little progression up to just the 400. So I'm going to etch it anyway, and I kind of messed up with this because I forgot I was only going to be etching part of the blade, not all of it, but after that sandpaper progression, looks a whole lot better in my opinion. So here is the nail polish that is around the pivot and along the blade where I'm not going to etch. So we can kind of see how the pattern is going to look after that. So let's go ahead and get it in our 50-50 solution of ferric chloride and distilled water. So I'm just going to do this about a minute at a time, check it and see how it is going. So after just the first dip, not quite as dark as I want it to. It's still a little uneven there, so I'm going to get it back in for a minute or so. I'm actually going to pull it and just wipe away some of the acid, allow some of the reaction to take place, and then dunk it back in again. Sometimes if you periodically take it out, wipe it clean, allow it to darken, go back in, a few cycles of that can darken it up pretty quickly rather than just leaving it in there. I just used a paper towel. Some people say to use steel wool or something like that. Paper towel works fine for me. So after a couple cycles of that, I think I did maybe like 4 minutes total, not a whole lot. It's looking good. Going to neutralize it in some baking soda and water, and there we have it. So it's looking in a good spot for me. I'm happy with how dark that is. I like the contrast with it along the edge, and we're going to get these Stonewash prepared. So this is the ceramic media from Harbor Freight in the peanut butter jar with the toggle bolt on the end. We're going to set up our my Stonewash system here with just the drill and toy car. Use the media to hold it all in place. And as long as this Stonewash system works for me, I'm going to keep using it. So I'm going to hit it with some WD-40, get it in that media, and get it running. So hooking it up to the drill here, going to just use a C-clamp to hold the trigger down just a little bit on that and just let that run for maybe 15-20 minutes or so. I know they make some Stonewash setups that are pretty cheap, but this thing has been working great for me so far, and I also like showing it off. So After about 20 minutes, we'll go ahead and see how that looks. And I think I'm pretty happy with how this has turned out. So that stonewash is looking really nice on that. It kind of accentuates some of that rock texturing, adds a good bit of contrast to that color on the blade. So we're going to go ahead and get everything put back together. And I don't really care about doing this the right way because, again, this is a counterfeit delica. This isn't a real thing. This was practice, but here we go. All right, so I actually had a lot of fun with this one. This one was interesting. I definitely learned some things I am and am not going to do next time, so let's go ahead and get to it. That rock texturing, I'm happy with the way that it came out along the spine. It doesn't look too uniform. It looks pretty random. I was struggling with getting some of it on the face. The stonewash definitely helped kind of blend it some, and I did a little bit of the sanding. You can see there's some little kind of strays there that got caught a little lower. I'm not sure which one of these sides. I'm not really happy with either one. I'll probably keep it north, keep it towards the spine if I do that again. The color difference I like. When I was sanding the whole thing, I didn't even think that this part down here wouldn't be etched. So there is a little bit of fogginess because I didn't really do a good progression. I just did like a 180, then a 400, just because that etch takes out some of that bad sanding. But all in all, I'm pretty happy with the way that turns out. I'll probably bring the rock texturing all the way around to the jimping if I do another one like this. But this was a good learning opportunity. I'm grateful that I got this cheap fake delica to be able to do this on and do on something that I didn't really have any stakes with. And I don't know if one of y'all want it, I guess I can give it away. I'll do a giveaway with it if anybody is interested in taking this thing. I mean, you could probably use it. It's a little loose in there because the it had like weird little Teflon washers in there along with the bronze, and those were all warped and mushed up, so I just took them out. So little bit of play, doesn't really drop shut, the action's not too, this thing's kind of a piece of crap, which is why I did it. But I don't know, if anybody wants it, I'll give it away. But yeah, really cool learning experience. Like the color, the way that the color difference came out. I might do it the opposite on another one, where only close to the blade will be etched and the rest of the blade will remain satin. I don't know, but yeah, thank you for watching.